Look, let me tell you something straight because nobody else is saying it to you like this. Not your friends, not the news anchors smiling behind polished desks, not the finance YouTubers throwing charts at you like confetti. I'm talking to you, the one who clicked on silver price predictions today. Should new investors buy now or wait? Because deep down, you're tired of working, tired of saving, tired of doing everything right and still feeling broke, still feeling behind, still feeling like life is getting more expensive faster than you're getting smarter with money, and silver isn't just a metal to you right now, it's a question mark. It's hope, mixed with fear. It's that quiet thought you have at night when you're staring at the ceiling thinking, what if I miss this again? What if this is another chance I hesitate on? Another moment where I wait, overthink, scroll, and watch other people move while I stay stuck. Because that's been your pattern, hasn't it? You wait for clarity that never comes, you wait for prices to drop, you wait for permission. And while you're waiting, rent goes up, groceries get more expensive, your credit card balance doesn't magically disappear. Your student loans don't care about your feelings, and inflation quietly robs you every single day without asking. And here's the uncomfortable truth you don't want to hear. The reason you're asking buy now or wait isn't because you're strategic, it's because you're scared of responsibility, scared of being wrong, scared of owning a decision in a system that's already punishing you for past indecision. Because if you're honest with yourself, how many times have you waited before? Waited on Bitcoin, waited on real estate, waited on changing jobs, waited on starting that side income, waited on fixing your finances, and how did that work out for you? Did waiting make life cheaper? Did waiting reduce stress? Did waiting suddenly turn you into someone who feels in control, or did it just make the gap between where you are and where you should be feel even bigger? Because right now you're living in America in 2026, where the average rent eats up half a paycheck, where medical bills can wipe out years of savings with one accident, where retirement isn't a dream anymore. It's a question mark filled with fear, where working hard doesn't guarantee stability. And silver sits there in the middle of all this like a mirror reflecting your mindset more than your portfolio, because this isn't really about silver prices. It's about whether you trust yourself to act before pain forces you to. And don't get it twisted. Silver isn't magic. It won't save you if you stay mentally broke. It won't fix bad habits. It won't replace discipline. But here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. The people who always wait for the perfect time are usually the same people who complain later that the system is rigged against them, while the ones who move imperfectly at least give themselves a chance to be on the right side of history. And you've seen this movie before, haven't you? Headlines screaming uncertainty, experts disagreeing, predictions all over the place, and you've frozen in the middle thinking you're being smart by doing nothing. But doing nothing is still a decision. It's just a decision that lets inflation, debt, and time make choices for you. And time is ruthless. It doesn't care that you're new. It doesn't care that you're learning. It doesn't care that you plan to start later. It just keeps moving, dragging your future closer whether you're ready or not. And here's a visual you need to see clearly. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Same job, older, more tired, checking silver prices and thinking, I knew I should have started back then. That quiet regret that hits harder than any loss ever could, because at least losses teach you something. Regret just sits there, heavy, unproductive, suffocating, and before you get defensive, no. This isn't me telling you to dump your life savings into silver tomorrow. That's not the point. The point is that you've trained yourself to believe that safety comes from waiting, when in reality, safety comes from understanding, from positioning, from taking responsibility instead of outsourcing your future to hope. And let's talk about reality, real American reality. Because silver doesn't exist in a vacuum, you're dealing with rising insurance costs, unpredictable healthcare expenses, a retirement system that quietly shifts risk onto you. Not your employer, not the government. You and silver becomes attractive in times like this, not because it's shiny, but because it exposes something deeper. Your desire for something tangible in a world that feels fake, over-leveraged, digital, and fragile. And that desire isn't wrong, but if you approach it with the same passive mindset, you approach everything else. You'll turn even a good asset into another excuse, another almost, another I was about to. And here's the punchline nobody likes. New investors don't lose because they buy at the wrong time. They lose because they never build conviction. They dabble, they hesitate, they panic, they sell emotionally, and then they tell themselves the asset was the problem, not their lack of identity as an owner, as a decision maker, as someone who stands behind their choices. And right now your identity is the real asset in question. Are you the kind of person who studies, commits, and acts with intention? Or are you the kind of person who waits for guarantees in a world that offers none because silver doesn't promise anything? Life doesn't promise anything, but what it does promise is that indecision has a cost. And that cost compounds quietly, monthly, yearly, in stress, in self-doubt, in that nagging feeling that you should be further along by now. And let me interrupt this thought for a second, because this is where most people mentally check out, stop, breathe, ask yourself something honestly. When was the last time waiting actually made you feel powerful, not safe? Powerful because safety without progress turns into a cage, and you're feeling that cage right now. Scrolling through prices, predictions, opinions, while your bank balance tells a completely different story. And here's another uncomfortable truth. Silver won't change your life if you don't change how you relate to money. If you don't stop seeing investing as a lottery ticket and start seeing it as a reflection of discipline, patience, and responsibility, but at the same time avoiding action because you're new is just another story you tell yourself to justify staying comfortable in discomfort. And comfort is expensive. Comfort keeps you average. Comfort keeps you dependent on a paycheck that barely keeps up. Comfort keeps you reacting instead of positioning. And the reason silver feels confusing right now is because it sits at the intersection of fear and opportunity, and most people don't know how to stand there without flinching. They either jump in blindly or back away slowly, pretending it was never important to them in the first place, and neither extreme builds confidence. Only ownership does. And ownership starts the moment you stop asking, what if I'm wrong, and start asking, what if I stay the same? Because staying the same in 2026 America is a risk whether you like it or not. Inflation doesn't wait for your permission, expenses don't care about your hesitation, and your future self is watching every decision you make right now, silently taking notes. And here's the cliff you need to look over. Imagine a future where silver does move, where purchasing power shifts, where people who positioned early feel a little less pressure, a little more breathing room, not because they're geniuses, but because they took themselves seriously earlier than you did. And imagine the opposite future, where nothing changes, where you're still thinking about it, still waiting for certainty, still watching from the sidelines, still telling yourself you'll act when things are clearer, and ask yourself which future hurts more. The one where you took action and learned, or the one where you waited and wondered because regret is heavier than loss? And you already know that from your own life. And before you click away hoping for a clear buy or wait answer, understand this. The real decision isn't about timing silver, it's about timing you. About deciding whether you're going to remain a spectator in your own financial life or finally step into the role of someone who takes imperfect action, adjusts, learns, and grows, because no prediction, no chart, no expert can replace that shift. And until that shift happens, every asset will confuse you, every opportunity will scare you, and every year will feel shorter than the last. So sit with this pressure. Don't run from it, don't mute it with entertainment or excuses. Let it force a question you can't ignore anymore. If not now, then when? And if not you, then who? Because silver will keep moving, prices will keep changing, headlines will keep screaming, but your window to become someone who owns their financial decisions instead of outsourcing them to fear is quietly closing. And the only thing more dangerous than buying at the wrong time is waiting forever and calling it caution while your life slowly gets more expensive around you.